So now that all the dust has settled from what we just got in terms of Ripple partially winning, partially losing, I guess, some of the lawsuit, there's still a lot hanging in the balance. With all of that being said, Ripple has hinted at their next move in the wake of this historic ruling that saw XRP climb 90+% within hours. Of course, we were live there for 6 hours during that crazy, dramatic day. And appreciate everybody who tuned in. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in right now. If you're not yet subscribed, you might want to do that. We're talking about crypto every single day, and I'm here for you guys every single day. That would mean the world to me. But this is big because now we're turning the page. The dust is settled. What's next? What can we expect now from Ripple and for the rest of the cryptocurrency market? Let's get into it because Ripple has hinted at its next action with all of this going on. Ripple made it known that its pursuit of sound crypto regulation in the United States is far from over. It's just starting. We heard that from Brad Garlinghouse. Now, it's going to continue to fight. It has to. Ripple says it'll continue to invest in jurisdictions that have embraced clear regulatory frameworks as well. In the meantime, that means outside the United States. Now, the fintech giant Ripple, which was just listed on Fortune's top places to work for millennials, by the way, it is a giant, and it's huge right now in Singapore and the Asia-Pacific region as well. Why? Because there's a lot more clear direction and a clear path forward. Last month, the Monetary Authority of Singapore granted Ripple an in-principle approval, or IPA, for a major payment institutional license. We covered that on the channel as well. And this was a tweet from July 19th, earlier yesterday. After nearly 3 years, the court's July 13th decision delivered a landmark win for Ripple and the entire U.S. crypto industry. XRP is not a security. Progress is worth fighting for, and Brad Garlinghouse expanded upon that they have to continue to make moves. Now, Ripple is going to start talking with U.S. banks. That is what we're going to dive into. Now, the court's judgment on July 13th, XRP is not a security, is a watershed decision. And again, it's a partial victory. Okay, this is the first time the industry has defeated the SEC, at least in some aspect, and it establishes a precedent for crypto regulation in the United States. The issue has always been about one thing and one thing only, whether XRP is a security. And it depends on how you look at it, if it's a security or not. The sales of XRP on exchanges is not, but institutionally, it's a little bit different, right? The decision from last week shows that the SEC's maybe has some outdated measures, whether it be the Howey test or some other ways they look at the look if something's a security or not. Maybe we need to look at it with fresh new lenses, right? But teasing the company's next move after the historic win, Ripple Chief Legal Officer Stuart Alderoty said in a CNBC interview that the San Francisco-based company is anticipating discussions with American financial firms about using its ODL. Yes, we talked about this a little bit briefly, which uses XRP for money transfers. This is sometime in the third quarter. Alderoty stated that Ripple is confident that some U.S. banks will start wanting to use XRP for cross-border transactions. Now, all of that on the heels of FedNow basically coming down and saying instant payments are live. FedNow going live with it today, and a bunch of banks backing that. The Ripple CLO bases his deduction on the court's ruling that XRP by itself does not qualify as a security. So the question here is, does FedNow impact XRP in any way? We're just going to have to wait and see, because all of these banks, credit unions, they're going to have to make decisions that are best suited for them. And again, if things don't go in Ripple's favor per se in this regard with the banks in the United States, it doesn't mean Ripple's done. This is a global company, right? So we're just going to have to wait back, sit back and see. But I think this is the big hint. Ripple is going to start really trying to heat up these discussions with U.S. banks. We'll be here to cover everything. Make sure you're subscribed down below. Also, smash that like button. That's totally free. They're both totally free to do. Really helps us out too. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.